everyone, this is Bev and I'm back for part 2 of the prompt of pattern for our journal. And I'm going to pull out my journal here, and the page that I want to work on is in the back, and I have already prepped it with gesso. So I'm going to put something underneath that to hold it up, a little flatter to work on. And then we have our papers that I made, and they're wild and crazy. Look at that. That's so much color. And let me tell you, just taking a piece of paper and taking some mediums that you haven't played with in a while, or just that you haven't let loose and played with in a while, is so much fun. And then it doesn't even matter the outcome. I mean, it's true. It doesn't really even matter the outcome of it, because we're going to cut this up into small pieces anyhow. And so there's going to be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And even if not, I mean, that'd make a beautiful belly band. It'd be so colorful and so pretty. I like the white on here. Everything, all the layers still show through to a point. I mean, you don't see the great big bold black circles anymore. Anyhow, we've made our pages. We've got this. Now, these papers need something done to them. But before we do that, let's cut our strips and get an idea what we're going to do. So my pattern is going to be made with these papers, and I'm just going to rip some squares of random size. It doesn't even have to be the same size. So let's just see. I mean, if they end up being the same size, that's okay, but I don't know if they will or not. We'll just break it down and see what we end up with. Probably only need one of these papers, but so I'm not so sure that let's see where we get with one of these papers for now and see how much more we'll need. So what I want to do is I just want to make a pattern on my page playing with these squares. Now it can be like, I don't know, it can be a straight line. It doesn't have to be a straight line. It can just be some sort of a pattern. Now I'm pulling from all different areas. I'm not pulling so that I get the 3 strips in a row. And I also want to leave journaling space. So what I think I'm going to do is make a pattern such as this. I mean, there's a pattern, right? And then leave the space around it for journaling. So let's see what we can do over here. Maybe over here we'll just go in a straight line for our pattern. Something like that, maybe. And then again, we have journaling space around it. This is just play. I'm not trying to make a really elaborate journal page here. I'm just trying to play and to have fun with my colors and relax a little bit. I think that a lot of my projects I've been doing, I've been a little bit intense with as far as trying to get everything just so, and today I wanted to just play. So let me ink up the edges of my squares like this, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to ink up all of them. Now I want to also take some ink to the outsides of my pages. I am going to take my piece of Punchinella ribbon and my Distress Oxide Vintage Photo and just add some circles to my page. My idea is to add something without any dimensions to it here as far as the circles go, so that I can just write right over top of it. There we go. Now I'm going to put my squares back on there again and see if I'm happy with the way that is. And, you know, I want to make sure I have journaling room. I think I'll go with something like that. So I will glue them down, and I think I will go ahead and use my tacky glue. Okay, before I glue these down, I want to go and stitch around them. So I'll be back after I get my stitching done. Before I went to my sewing machine, I decided that I wanted to make these really dramatic when I go to put them on my page. And what better way than to put something black behind them? And I have this piece of black corrugated paper my friend Linda gave me. Thank you, Linda. And I'm going to sew around each of them and then cut them out, and then we'll layer them on our journal page. Okay, so what we have now are these random little mini pieces of art. And now that they're cut down, it doesn't look like just a big old jumbo mess, does it? So I'm going to take my journal, and like I had said, these are the pages that I want to apply them to. And I'm going to decide how I want to add these to my journal. And now they're bigger because I added the border behind them. So maybe we don't want to add as many. 5 of them I think will be plenty. And then that leaves us some good journaling room still. So let's get them down and then go from there. All right, I have them all glued down, and I want to add just a little bit of color on my page too. And I think what I want to add probably is going to be the blue and the orange that I have been consistently using throughout. But since I don't have any, I do have gesso on there. I'm going to go back to using my watercolors that I have originally used. No, I used acrylic paints, didn't I? So let's go back to the acrylic paints. And I had pink and blue and orange. And I'm fairly interested in putting in some orange. So let's just get a little bit of orange on our palette over here. And I don't want a whole lot of color because I want the hero to be our squares, right? But I do feel our pages are just a little too plain for me. So we'll add a little orange here. And then a little bit of orange over here. And like I said, I don't want to overpower our mini works of art that we have going on here. And then I want to add a little bit of blue. We'll water that down a little and get a little bit of blue in here. I think just enough to make it all come together. Now I could easily go overboard, so I'm going to stop right there with that. All right, so I'm happy with the background. And then by the time I take this and add some journaling in the spaces here, I think that's going to fill in and be just beautiful. And what I want to journal about is this process that it took to get these squares and just how much fun it was. So I will add my journaling here. First, I'm going to get my inks all dried. There we go. And I will use the black pen when I do my journaling. My journaling is private, so I'm not going to do that now. But that's the way that'll be, and possibly when I do the flip through, I'll have the journaling done. There we go, guys. Let me hold it up so you can see it. Our mini little works of art, right? So thanks for watching, and the reason why I did the 2 videos was because I felt that the process of making these was a little long, and so I wanted to split it up in case you didn't have that much time in one setting to watch this process, and then you could watch it in 2 instead. So let me know how that works for you, if you'd rather have had it all in one or if 2 worked better for you. I know the second one is pretty short. So Anyhow, thank you for watching. You have a great day, and we shall see you again soon. Bye now.